Art mistakes. You're gonna make them, and that's totally fine. Hakuna Matata. What's more important than making these mistakes is realizing you're making them and changing for the better. Before we get into it, the poses in this video were referenced. I used one person in particular. Comment below if you can figure out who it is. Anyways, let's get started. Impatience. Listen, I know we all want to shadow clone our way to learning something fast, or spend a day in the hyperbolic time chamber to gain a year's worth of experience, but life ain't an anime. As much as you want to be the hero from the get, you gotta go through some training arcs. Expecting rapid improvement or becoming frustrated with slow progress can lead to discouragement. People find themselves giving up when they don't see instant progress. Think of it like exercising. You'll see progress not after those first 5 push-ups, but the hundreds you accumulate after weeks. So understanding patience is key. Improvement takes time and consistent practice. You got this. Copying instead of studying is the easiest way to learn so much of nothing. Did you ever have to do those portrait drawings in school where you have to draw them in rows and columns, doing each section like a puzzle piece? Completely useless assignment if you want to actually learn how to draw. The difference between the two is intent. When you copy, you're mimicking and replicating the art style without much thought than to have the piece look like what it is you're trying to capture. Whereas when you're studying, you're analyzing, breaking down, and questioning choices you think the artist made to create the artwork, and then taking it and applying it through your own lens. You're looking deeper than what's on the surface. In one of my other videos, I mentioned you should copy other artists, and I still believe that you should. But copy them with the intent to study, avoiding critiques. There's a large group of artists that have the fear of criticism, and this can prevent artists from seeking and asking for feedback. It's a common mistake that you really have to get over. Don't fall in love with your artwork. If you get overly attached and treat it like your baby, you'll eventually overlook the blatant flaws. It could be a terrible baby, but you'd be blind to the fact. If you're gonna do this professionally, you're gonna get feedback from co-workers, leads, directors, supervisors, producers. You may have to work a whole week on a shot, but because it doesn't fit the rewrites, you'll have to redo it from layout with completely new notes. Before it even goes out to the public, it might even be reanimated or drawn over or fixed by someone else. Your work is not precious. It's just one of many in the bigger picture. You have to build thick skin and allow yourself to take criticism, or else you'll find yourself stagnant in your art journey. Comparison trap. Ooh, this is an easy trap to fall into, especially now with social media. There's so many good artists, scratch that, great artists out there. It becomes overwhelming and paralyzing sometimes. You might even find yourself feeling inadequate or starting to lose confidence. But don't. Easier said than done, right? Everyone has their own journey. The best thing you can do is take the next step forward, because what's worse than losing to someone else is losing to yourself. If you can get better than you were yesterday, that in itself is a gigantic win. A great thing to do is reframe the way you look at other people's art. If you think someone is godlike, then ask why and break down what makes their art speak to you, and capture a tiny fraction of that the next time you draw. Use them as a goalpost, a benchmark that you're gonna eventually hit someday. I personally am very delusional when it comes to the topic, because I'll outright tell myself I'm way better than the artist I like, and in that way I'll trick myself into believing I'm better than I might be. But thinking I can do what they do drives me to get even better. It's weird, but it works. It's kinda like fake it till you make it mentality. So find a way to change your mindset when you start to compare yourself to other artists. Don't fall into the trap. Overlooking fundamentals. I'm gonna sound like a broken record the more you watch these videos, because I wholeheartedly will keep saying learn your fundamentals, drilling them into your mind until you can see real life people as cubes, cylinders, and spheres. There's an insane amount of videos on YouTube about how to learn them. It's the difference between you being a hobbyist and you trying to become a real competent artist. Don't neglect them and think you'll get by, because you won't, and people will be able to see. With that, I just want to say it's not the end of the world. Making a mistake is all a part of the bigger plan. The more you make them, the better you'll become as an artist. If you like this video, you already know what to do. If you haven't checked out my manga, Battle of the Fittest, the links are in the description below and bio. Alright, that's enough of me yapping. See you in the next one.